Super Talk 99.7 WTN. All right, let's get to it. Matt Murphy Show in progress. Libertarian Lunch in progress. Would love to hear from you. 615-737-9986. 615-737-9986. By now, this Wednesday, we have established that the media's coverage over the second assassination attempt on Donald Trump has gone full-on anti-Donald Trump. I would suggest to you that on this Locks for Trump Day 200. By the way, it's Locks for Trump Day. Can I get a horn? You got a horn over there on the, I know you do. Bell has it at the ready. It's like our announcement horn. It's a big time, bam, bam, bam. I don't know how he labels things over there. Locks for Trump Day 200, where I have spent 200 days growing out my hair in a belief that we will have a brand new president. It's fine if you can't. I just did it. It's just a horn. It's bam, bam, bam.
He names it all. So there's so many here. Overwhelming.
Yeah, no, that's all good, Malinoff. Locks for Trump Day 200. It's also our episode 654. I did not get to that earlier in the show because we started talking about Lebanon and Lebanon. But it's day number 654 of our gatherings here on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. You can find us on, obviously, the radio dial. You can find us on anywhere you stream news or information. We're there. And we're also on Super Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Super Talk TV is up and running. Episode 654 is entitled there, Malinoff?
Yes, it's Matt Murphy is the Truth Seeker in theaters Friday.
Well, how about that? I did not know I was going up on the big screen.
Yeah.
Apparently that's the case. So the media's coverage of Donald Trump, and more specifically the assassination attempts against Donald Trump, has become the real threat to America. They are what they claim to hate. They suggest to you that democracy is on the ballot, when in fact democracy is your vote. Democracy in that way, and I use their term just to simplify this conversation. I understand that we're a representative republic, which is a form of indirect democracy. There are two forms of democracy: direct democracy, which is what we most commonly refer to when we talk about democracy, and indirect democracy. Forms of indirect democracy would be representative republic, constitutional republic, constitutional monarchy. These are all forms of indirect democracy, so don't come at me telling me we're not a democracy. We actually are a democracy, but we are a specific form of democracy that believes in the rule of law, indirect democracy, versus the rule of the mob, direct democracy. Everybody understand that? Okay, good. But using their own terms in ways that they understand it, they like to claim that democracy is on the ballot. What does that mean? Democracy is the ballot. Democracy is the ballot. And now they're telling us, they being the precious liberals that we see on a nightly basis on the talking head news shows, the mainstream media, ABC, NBC, CBS, the rest of the alphabet soups, plus hashtag never CNN, garbage network full of garbage people. Don't watch, I'll watch, so you don't have to. They dismiss the rhetoric on the left as just normal, everyday conversation. And anything that we talk about on the right, they accuse us of inspiring some sort of violence or whatnot, because rules are for thee and not for me, according to the liberals. But furthering the conversation that we had this past Monday, no matter how much you hate Donald Trump, you should perish the thought of any violence coming to him, any further violence coming to him. It's almost, if I didn't know any better, guys, if I didn't know any better, it's almost as if they want it. Oh, but I know better. They wouldn't want that to happen, would they? They wouldn't want violence to fall on Donald Trump. That's not the reason that they immediately blame him for a nut job leftist attempting to kill him. That's why they seemingly have no interest in digging into the broader narrative as to what happened to allow Butler, Pennsylvania to occur. That's why they seem to have no interest in toning down their rhetoric Hillary Clinton was on the Rachel Mancow show. Did I say that wrong? That's one of those pronunciations that I get wrong all the time. Anyway, Hillary Clinton was on the Rachel Mancow show on MSNBC the day after someone tried to kill Donald Trump and said that he was an existential threat to democracy and that we're not going after him enough and that we're not attacking him enough. I could play you the clip, but it's lunchtime and I don't want to hear the screeching. And I don't think you do either. Everything they say sets up a nutter to commit acts of violence against this man because they dehumanize him every opportunity they get. They characterize him as more dangerous than Adolf Hitler every opportunity they get. And they become the threat to democracy because they know very well what would happen should violence fall at the feet of Donald Trump. Or, God forbid, something worse. I don't want to verbalize the thoughts that you're all having right now. I do not want any violence whatsoever to come to Joe Biden. I do not want any violence whatsoever to come to Kamala Harris. And I do not believe that no matter how awful, god-awful, or inexplicable, unexplainable things that she says on the campaign trail might be, none of that merits elevating this to physical violence. None of it. Now, if someone that is so disgusted by Kamala Harris can clearly and plainly say that to you on one of the most listened to talk radio shows and stations in the United States of America, I wouldn't presume that my station. If I can clearly define where the line is, why is it so difficult for the mainstream media to do so? Now, compare this to their treatment of Springfield, Ohio. So nothing that Kamala Harris says has any impact on how nut jobs are reacting. There's only one political party that's getting physically attacked. There's only one political party where assassination attempts are happening, right? So that's your first clue that maybe one of these things is not like the other. And in Springfield, Ohio, we're told that we're no longer allowed to criticize illegal immigration because if we do, we're racist. And that we're putting these people in harm's way or in danger. What? Explain that to me again. In the aftermath of the multiple media reports of the possibility that the Haitian migrants who have descended upon Springfield, Ohio, inexplicably, or at least it's yet to be explained in a capacity where I understand it, no one is saying anything about how they got there. How did they get there? Anybody? How did all of these Haitian migrants happen to descend upon Springfield, Ohio? How did all of these Haitians happen to get to Sylacauga, Alabama? Oh, you haven't heard about Sylacauga yet? You will today. How did they get there? In Sylacauga, Alabama, they shut down a city council meeting because someone spoke against the illegal alien activity happening in their town. That was last week. They had another one last night. It descended into chaos in as much as individuals at that gathering wanted to know where all of these people were coming from, and no one would tell them. Tempers running hot at a Sylacauga City Council meeting where residents expressed very frustrating viewpoints on the ongoing controversy surrounding Haitian immigrants, illegal immigrants flooding into the city. Asking city leaders how in the hell this is happening and why. And the city leaders, frankly, even city leaders who are concerned as they are about this event, said, we don't know and no one will tell us. Resident James Hope was a speaker to get up to engage the council and asked about their involvement and engagement with Haitians within their community. In response to resident James Hope's questions, Councilman Ashton Fowler revealed that they had both met with several Haitian immigrants while receiving very little information about what federal programs facilitated their arrival. Nix, who is another councilman on the Sylacauga City Council, said, I've spent quite a bit of time out there on Sunday because I wanted to hear from the horse's mouth. I know there's been a lot of stuff posted on social media. There's a lot of things that people are saying. So the way I operate, I wanted to go and see what they had to say. The way it works is they're here on a federal visa. They have papers. It's an 18-month visa. So they're being employed by a temporary service. Nobody knows what the temporary service is. But from what they're telling me, the temporary service employs them, and then the assignments last for 3 months. So when the assignment ends, they just go somewhere else to try to find a job. Nix went on to insist, based on the information that she obtained, that word of mouth alone causes an immigrant to choose one city over another. She did not share residents' concerns about safety or economic impact, noting that they are, quote, just here for work. And once again, that is Council President Tiffany Nix, who is the one who shut down public comment during the council meeting after residents spoke about their concerns last week. So, according to Sylacauga, Alabama, and this is even worse, all of this is being coordinated on the federal level. By whom and why? Why? Why is the federal government sending tens of thousands of people into Springfield, Ohio? Why is the federal government sending thousands of people into Sylacauga, Alabama, into these small communities, into these small towns? Perhaps they think that they will not be noticed by mainstream media networks, and so that they can run under the cover of darkness. Perhaps they want to cause civil unrest in some of these small towns and then point the finger and blame it on racism or an anti-immigrant mentality, xenophobia. And no one seems to be able to get to the truth, to the bottom of it. Why is this happening? It's happening. How much cat eating is going on, how much pet eating is going on, I don't know. And you don't either. None of us know. None of us know. And I'm not trying to get into that debate. I'm just telling you, none of us know how much that is going on. Is there evidence that some of it's going on? Sure, some of it's going on. It's 51 after the hour. This is the Matt Murphy Show. I'll get to your calls momentarily. Matt's been holding on in I'm assuming he's in Lebanon and not in Lebanon. But I don't know because they're spelled the same. We'll find out together on Super Talk.